Alright, y'all, this is my first YouTube video. I'm gonna try to get some better recording equipment. Obviously, this is gonna be very amateur, but oh well, we'll go on. Uh, Pretty much this is gonna be a duty belt setup video. Some of the things that are gonna be included into this video may be required at some agencies, not sure. But obviously, I mean, the most important thing is as long as it's comfortable to you. Sitting in the car for over 12 hours is kind of torture if you get too much stuff and if stuff is in the wrong place. So let's get started and give you guys a tutorial of how my duty belt is set up. First, I'll be starting from left to right. Um, it's going to be counterclockwise on my body, pretty much. I mean, usually in training, they taught us to always have your mags on your left side and then your gun on your right side if you're right-handed with shooting. So um, we have our mags here. I have mine horizontal, so that way it can fit under my outer carrier because I do have an outer carrier at my agency. It's very comfortable that way. I don't have anything digging in me while I'm sitting in my vehicle for over 10 hours, you know? Next, well, actually back onto these mags. These mags are Glock mags. We have Glock at our agency, obviously, like most agencies. Not my favorite, but we have Glock 17s with 9mm. So, won't get into ammo or anything like that. I'll do another video on that and the firearm probably another day. But next we'll have a taser. It'll be the Taser X2. The X2 is different from the X26, and now they have, I think, a Taser 7. The X2 is actually not kind of bulky. It is pretty decent. I mean, it's got two cartridges rather than the X26 with just one cartridge. So in case you're out, I mean, you have more than one cartridge. You know, usually some agencies, they have like somewhere around here extra cartridge carrier, but I don't at my agency. So, I mean, I have to just work with what we got. Next is a radio pouch. This thing is pretty much the most important thing ever. I know it sounds weird other than your firearm and your taser and magazines. It's pretty much the second best thing that you need because if you're into a struggle or anything like that, you need a radio pouch because your radio is going to fall off and you can't get back up. So that's one of the most important things. I wish I didn't have to carry this, but at my agency now they want us to carry it, and I know it's in rough condition, so don't make fun of me. But we got some 10% pepper spray. I don't know what brand this is. It's pretty much faded off. It is hot, I can tell you that much. Don't want to get hit with that again. Next, the small of my back. I really don't like to have anything, but I got gloves. I can fit about 6 pairs in here. I wish I had a double glove pouch, which folds down like twice. So you can fit like at least like a bunch more, but I don't. Next is my handcuffs. I have hinged in my back, usually, but I have chain today, so excuse that. I gotta get some more cuffs. The other ones are in rough condition, but these are my hinged ones for right now. They're some cheapos, but don't make fun of me. Main important thing on that is to keep it away from the small of your back. So this would generally have a little bit more space than that. Because if you fall on that or you get pushed down or something like that, that's going to be torture on your side or your spine because, yeah, those handcuffs are pretty hard. Next is an Aspeton. I don't know how many inches this one is, but it's pretty, yeah, I mean, it does the job. I've never really had to use it on anything. No windows, nothing crazy. No dogs, nothing like that. No, yeah, not, excuse me, don't come after me, PETA, but I mean, if I have a vicious dog, this is going to be one of the things I use if I don't have pepper spray. And I don't want to use pepper spray because the wind sometimes will blow that back. Next, firearms, and yes, it is unloaded. I don't want anybody to go into like a cringe rage or anything at me. We got a Glock 17. This one's in rough condition. This is a Gen 3. I'm not familiar with what kind of model this is, like special series, but I think it's something like Rigid, I guess RFD or something like that, where it's like a special brand for it, for Gen 3s. They're supposed to be rare. My agency gives them. Obviously, it does the job. I don't know how many rounds has been fired through this thing either, so hopefully it just keeps going. Has some night sights as well. So, of course, your firearm is going to be on whatever hand you shoot with. The most important thing between that is making sure that nothing gets in the way of that. So there's usually generally a little bit of more space when it's around my waist. So that way if I have to draw out, there's no obstructions and that this retention stays up. I'm not sure what kind of holster that is. It's generally probably going to be a Blackhawk or either a Safariland. For most agencies, that one's in rough condition. I need to get another one. And I need one with a light. So if you guys have any recommendations, please let me know. Next is my key holder, my silent key holder. Because if I'm running around and trying to be stealthy, obviously you don't want that sound happening, okay? You already got a lot of other stuff clunking together. So, generally, I have 2 car keys for my vehicle, for my unit, which I will probably do a video on sooner or later, so that way my agency doesn't get on to me about social media policies. But, generally, I'll put my handcuff keys there because it makes a lot more noise than those. I drive a Taurus, unfortunately. I know everybody's like, oh, dang, every cop should have a Charger, but I don't. I'm a city cop, so yeah, oh well. And generally, I'll put my car keys on this one because it's kind of easier to get off than having to flip this open every single time and then flip that down or pull it off. So generally, I'll do that. And then my second pair of cuffs that you see, these little cheapos that I'm going to get rid of sooner or later, fits inside of this open cuff case, which is way easier to get open and way easier to close when I have cuffs in front of me. So that way I can keep it there. And then obviously I got the belt buckle there. That's very shiny and makes me look like a real city cop. So, I mean, that's pretty much all. And then hopefully this first video gets some views. I'll do some firearm reviews later. I have a lot of firearms that I do want to review for you guys once I get my fan base started. And hopefully you guys would support me there. Since we got a lot of gun guys out there during the pandemic. So, also I got some of the nice rifles, I guess you can say. I got a Springfield Saint. Got a Century Arms Draco that I do have. I know it's awkward for a cop to have a Draco or an AK style rifle. But I do. And I will do probably a review on this Taser X2. Just so you guys can get a gist of what cops should use as less lethal. Or in Atlanta's case, which I probably am going to get hacked for that, get some crap from that. This might be considered a lethal weapon if it's in someone else's hands. But anyways, we're not going to get into debate about that. Oh, and a mask. Please make sure you wear your mask. Even though some people say it's more harmful than helpful. Let's obey whatever the governors are putting out, and let's be safe and reasonable because corona is not something that we want, okay? But that's pretty much overall everything on my duty belt. Once again, I will do some firearm reviews so that way we can get a better look at some of the firearms that I do have. So, yeah.